AskReddit by Eureka. That's it. How is your if we are single by 30, we're getting married friend doing? Had a married at 40 option. Lost contact with her for a few years and had started to rebuild our friendship. She'd got married and moved away, but was in the process of splitting up and remembering her old life. Had arranged to go and see her in her new flat, big night out planned. But then contact suddenly stopped again. Found out about 6 months later that she'd had a car crash and died instantly. Her, still, husband hadn't told any of her old friends what had happened. She was the first one from our friend group that had died. It hit hard. Still think of her often and the mischief we got up to in our late teens. My smile reading these other comments dropped immediately. This is so upsetting. My condolences. Not me, but I have a former co-worker that made that pact with his senior high school prom date. Lost touch for 7 or so years. Reconnected at the 10-year high school reunion. Got married 2 years later. Now 2 kids with a third on the way and very happy. It was cool to watch the majority of that story go down. I have no pact in place, but I'm still gonna be equally as hopeful at my 10-year lol. I married her sister. I never wanted to marry her. She was my friend and she thought of the if we aren't married by 30 thing. Heartbreaker, she can never forget lol. He has like 5-6 kids. He actually hit me up when we were 30, we're 32 now, and asked about the deal. I was like, dude, don't you have like 5 kids? I was not gonna take on that circus. It's a marriage pact, not a free nanny pact. We both got married before 30 to other people. She married a cool dude and had 4 kids. They had a beautiful family and so do I. I was genuinely happy for her and glad we didn't end up with each other. She died of cancer a few years ago when her youngest kid was still in elementary school. My heart breaks for her and her family. I feel closer to them than they realize because I knew her since middle school. I think of them often and hope they are finding peace and happiness in this crazy life. I lost contact with mine. Hadn't talked to her in over 20 years, but same deal. She married a pretty cool dude, had 3 kids and just an awesome family. Last I heard she lost one of her children at around 13. I feel absolutely awful for her and her family. I also feel like a pose because I never reached out to her. Edit, you'll have convinced me that there's now better time than now, so I'm gonna hunt her down. I'm pretty sure I might know someone who has her number. I don't do Facebook, but I'll look on Instagram. It's been too long and she was my one and only female best friend since middle school. Y'all, I'm gonna do it. Already know how it's going to go too. Wonderfully. I've made that pact with so many people that I hope no one comes to make claims when I turn 30. So about our pact. He's unhappily married to someone else. Spends all his time gardening now. So how's the garden? We made the pact at 15 as a joke. We finished high school, college and moved into early adulthood while he dated other people. I was single until 23 when I met my match, who I'm still with to this day. This year he broke up with his girlfriend because he said he loved me and couldn't be friends anymore because it was too hard for him. It sucks, but I wish him the best. Buddy had a 7-year window and really missed his chance. I kissed her this morning when I was leaving for work. We get married in 3 days. No joke. Made the pact, reconnected in person after a few years on my 31st birthday, which is 3 days before her 30th. We went out for a date and we haven't spent a night apart since. And in 3 days we say the all I do's. Edit. Obligatory. Wow, this blew up. Thank you all for the kind words and the awards. I'm going to show my fiancée this later after work. She'll love it. Wedding is in 2 days, the 18th of August. This is sickeningly adorable. He's my soon-to-be ex-husband, lol. Oh yikes. Hopefully it's a pleasant divorce. With us it was if we are still single at 65 let's just move in together, at least we like each other. We met first year at university and had been close friends ever since. She died of breast cancer at 63. Miss her every day. I lost mine as well. We met during high school. I went to her funeral this year. She was only 27. Sorry for your loss, friend. She got married years ago. We were both in relationships at 30. She's been living a wild life. We made the pact at 22. She got married by 24, divorced by 25, new relationship and got pregnant at 26, married at 28 and divorced at 30. In that time she dropped out of college, went back to college, completed her associates, got nailed for a few drug charges and is currently fighting for custody of her kid with the dad. So when's the wedding? His wife has banned him from speaking to me. Ouch. She's a single mom now, so I'm getting ready to strap my stepdad boots on here shortly. Hey man, sometimes stepdads are the most important dads. I'm marrying him in November. Well, marrying him to another woman. I'm their officiant, D. So when he said I want you to marry me, it didn't mean what it sounded like. She's married to my good friend. But things are rocky. I just got divorced, so maybe we'll revisit this in our 40s? Just kidding. Edit. Thanks for the love. I actually just saw my good friend last week. That's when he shared they had discussed the D word and that he cheated on her once. I said if he wanted to keep her, don't ever tell her about that and don't do it again. Also, he may want to cut down on drinking. She's also a good friend of mine, so I know that's one of her gripes. I really don't want them to split because I'm so proud of them. They are former heroin addicts that successfully kicked addiction and they have 2 kids. Unless. I just talked to them the other day. We're both over 30 and still both unmarried. And she told me that 5 years ago. I said, why not just try dating now? We did. We're married now. Why wait? This man hacked the system. I had a friend in middle high school that told me we should make a marriage pact. If we weren't married by 30 we'd get married. I lost contact with her after high school because she had a scary jealous boyfriend. She randomly added me on Facebook and asked for my phone number. I didn't think it was a big deal, so I sent it. She sent me a very graphic photo of herself and said, hey, it's me Chrissy, and I was like, hot damn. We talked for a bit that day, but that was our only real conversation. She had brought up our pact and we joked about it for a bit. A few months later she messaged me asking if she can use my shower because her water got shut off. I thought that was unusual, so I just told her it wasn't a good time. That's happened to me before and I'd normally message a family member or close friend. A couple days later she posted a video of her and some dude, not her old boyfriend, SM. This might just be the worst outcome I've read on this thread so far. Sorry to hear that this happened, colon. I do actually have a friend who did this. They reconnected after not seeing each other for a good while. They laughed and reminisced about their funny agreement to get married at 30 if they hadn't met someone else. They did get married pretty quick and were happy, for about a year. Then they spent a couple more years miserable together. Things got very bad and he ended up divorcing her. He's now happily married to someone who seems to be much better for him. I think this is one of the issues of aiming for marriage as an end goal rather than a relationship worthy of marriage. He's in San Diego, living his best gay life. He's gonna go out jacking it in San Diego. I have a friend who says this to me every once in a while. I'd have no problem with that, except she makes it sound like she'd be miserable if she had to end up with me, so no thanks. You keep dating horrible men and I'll watch from the sideline if I have time. Keep working on those farts in the meantime. I got married. Then he got married right before my divorce. I remarried years later, right before his divorce. You guys are totally gonna get married to each other in another couple rotations. Overcovered. I saw her profile pop up on my Switch, so I reached out to her and started catching up for the first time since I moved away for college. One thing led to another. I asked her if she'd like to move up the timeline on our promise, and we plan to get married next fall at the nice young age of 26. I can't tell if the nice young age of 26 is sarcasm or not, Mayo, but that is young. He's married to a gorgeous woman with 2 of the cutest babies I've ever seen. He's a white man and was racist AF in high school, something my hormonal ass was willing to overlook, but now he owns a gym with his best friend who is black, and his wife is Asian. Dude turned around and achieved his dreams in the best way imaginable. Killer combo. Living his best life. And I'm in a long-term relationship myself, so we're both out here just killing it. The redemption arc. Not me, but my mom's. If we're still single 20 years from now, friend lives right down the street from her and every time she sees him she hides, so let's say it's not going well. Turns out we're both gay, so not happening. Get married, do your own things, save on taxes. Government hates this one trick. Unless one of you are already married, then congrats. We were making plans to meet up when she finished her stint in the Peace Corps, and then was murdered a few days before leaving the county she was helping in. Sorry for your loss. He's upstairs, I'm downstairs. We didn't get married, but we did buy a house together, platonic like. So what's holding you back from having a relationship then? I mean, you can co-live peacefully, right? That's already 50% of a marriage.